It should be fine. And comfy. Are you resting on Viking again? I don't know. I just like the sound effects. I sometimes used to listen to soundtrack of Age of Empires. Just there's certain games that just like give a happiness noises, you know? This is one of the ones that does. Like, oh, like the wonder, the wonder, and then the cart. This little thing, like, hold on. Everybody turn up your volume for a hot second. Ready? Isn't it great? I love it. I love my little carts. I love stealing these things. I love these. Like, I don't know. Yeah, pretty much all the older games, you're gonna find me like absolutely like wigging out about them because they're just so great. Oh man. Thanks how happily feeling the tickling stops. Lays down waiting until happily smiling, seeing Shadow lay down. Rusty Gunny says, what's it? Stay still to keep Shadow of it comfortable. No. My tail's kind of covering you a little bit, Mup, but I can't adjust it at the moment. I do need to move Kuro's name or invert it or something. Mate, I don't have enough people to, like, probably kill you. Oh, maybe. I gotta get stable built or something. Probably should be doing that. That's fine. I care not for successful gameplay. If it checks out, it checks out. So purple's like above me. There's some fish. Can we get the fish down there? They're great, but still not better than your reaction to it. What? Me responding to like whenever I'm playing a game and it's got beautiful nostalgia sounds. I gotta admit, I was, oh man, Shadow, I was listening back to the part where you sounded like fucking Dobby and Golem, and I understand because like I wasn't even able to speak with excitement in that moment. It was funny as I know my person's gonna die, but I'm gonna have to just see if I can make Q's name brighter. Let's bring you up into that. There we go. Okay, I feel a little bit better about that because that way she's visible too. You guys got camel riders? Oh man, it's fine. I literally have not played for at least 1 year, easily. But so I heard you going silent from laughing. I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard I couldn't like force air out to laugh. Yeah. Anybody that missed it, I have a clip of it in the Twitch clips channel in Discord, where like I absolutely lose my shit about like fucking Shadow requesting a leg for his person in RimWorld. But yeah, it was some good shit though. It was funny as. But yeah, this and when I play, probably when I play Warcraft later, oh man, I will, I'll be all over the nostalgia in that. I haven't actually played StarCraft for 1 full year. I last played it on Valentine's Day. And Warcraft, I played it a little bit more recently than that. But Age of Empires was before that because I still had Twitch Studio, and we had that glitch that happened where I couldn't see half of my screen, and so I couldn't play the game, and so we ended up just chatting the whole time because I couldn't physically see what I was doing. But yeah, if you could get near this would help me. You know what? I don't really have enough stone to be like throwing down like 20 of these, but if these guys want to just give a hand with this, that guy's gonna die. Mate, move. Oh, barely. The camel rider's gonna come down and like kill us, so fun. I may have to adjust the aircon at some point. Be fine. You know, I was just thinking, I'm like, I can't honestly tell. I'm not like complaining or anything, but I'm like, I can't honestly tell if my elbow is sore from like fucking fallen over before, or if it's just sore in general. Because the way I was sitting yesterday, I kept tucking my arm like up against my stomach and leaning forwards all stream. I kept doing it because RimWorld is one of those ones where it's so casual kind of thing where I don't have to like maintain a posture the entire time. So of course, like eventually like slipped up and started prawning and stuff. I will stretch. I'll stretch still very gently. Everything's sore. But there will be some games in this where I won't even have a chance to slouch. I'm not going to do my usual stretch. I'm just going to do some gentle kind of light movements and stuff. But yeah, I do appreciate the stretches and stuff like that and posture checks and stuff throughout stream because I think everything's going to ache. I actually don't know if I have a limit on stretch. Hold on. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure I have... Where are my limits? I have not checked this for a while and I haven't got them set up for... Oops, I wanted that to be stayed open. Take that to there. Do I have a limit on stretch? Because a lot of mine are set up for like the maximum capacity being 4-hour streams. There's stretch. Oh no, everybody can spam stretch up to 12 times. That's not bad. Where was I before? Oh yeah, in there. I clicked off something before and I'm like, wait a minute. Anyway. So fun fact is I have a little timer on my screen. So the funny thing is when Jaylee did a, what do you call it? I think she had to RR or like nya or something for like 5 minutes, and I was watching and she had a timer on in the background, and when the timer went off none of us heard it except for her, and it was apparently extremely loud. And so I learnt from like watching Jaylee that I should disable the timer's alarm before streaming, because yes, there's going to be times when like I need a timer on, like with this, because we'll have 2 hours of Age of Empires, so we'll have 3 hours of StarCraft and 3 hours of Warcraft. So I don't want that to like blare at some point. I'm pretty sure I'm going to just like get fully defeated here. But Azula is being pretty cute. She's like, you know, donut. Anyway, basically I have a timer on. It's hidden behind my avatar. I can see it on the game, but you guys can't. So, yeah. I was trying so hard to work that out before stream. I literally was like perplexed as to how the fuck I was going to sort that out, because I'm like, it's one of those ones where, like, because I've got the 3 games on the day, I've got to like divide them up. And I already had like the pre-division of how long I'd be playing each game, but I didn't know how I was going to monitor that, because a lot of the time I don't really notice the time until like we're suddenly like 2 or 3 hours in. Anybody that watches me play RimWorld knows this shit anyway, because like I'll look up and it's like 40 minutes past 2 a.m. and I'm like, fuck. So yeah, I'm like, I need to stay closer to the timers. Proud of you remembering the shoutouts. I'm trying. I'm hoping in a way that actually this event may help me to remember that they exist, because there's so many people that have raided me before and I just forget that it's a thing. Also, I figured out what fell over. I just went to pick up and drink my coffee and my dental floss is in it. Like, I'm not like a strand of dental floss. My whole dental floss container is in the fucking... Yeah, I'll clean that shit up later. That's something. But yeah, anyway. I'm hoping to remember shoutouts and stuff like that in the future. I'll probably go back to forgetting in like a month. It's just like... I think I'm going to start a new one. I think because, it's a quick game. Yes. I think because when I was streaming initially, I didn't really raid anybody for like my first year, and so I didn't really see the habits that people have of like doing shoutouts and stuff. Like I watched some people, but not a lot of people did shoutouts. Like there were usually like bigger streamers that, you know, a lot of bigger streamers just don't bother kind of thing, or they have like automatic stuff set up. So it never really like grabbed my attention. And yeah, I always like once I learned that it was a thing, I felt like shit because I'm like, all these people like they raid me and I just don't do jack shit. And the funniest thing is like some people actually really gave a shit and were like, hey, shout out, kind of like question mark. And I'm like, oh, that seems kind of like a douchey thing to ask. You know, that was like my response to it. Because I'm like, when you raid me, for starters, when you raid any streamer, it automatically, depends on the streamer though, depends on the alerts and shit, but it automatically comes up like both in the chat and on the screen, and you know, depending on the streamer, they'll generally like acknowledge your existence and stuff, right? So you already like have 100% focus on you and stuff. So I just never really thought, like, I thought shoutouts were like for people that were like wanted to recommend their friend's channel, or like I don't know, wanted to recommend like a specific creator or something like that. That's what it kind of struck me as. So I thought it was like really, really weird when people come in and then want shoutouts, and I'm like, I don't know you. But yeah, no, apparently that's not what shoutouts are. And I just came across like a complete bitch for like a while. Like I'm sure there's heaps of people that are like, don't care. Like I genuinely don't give a shit. If I raid somebody and they don't do a shout out, I'm literally not going to lose sleep over it. Like I wanted to like see what they were doing. I wanted to take my community there and hope that like my community has a good time and shit. That's all I ask for, is like that they enjoy themselves, you know. But yeah, I do get it. I get it so much more now. I find it so funny. There's some stone. Where's my third guy? Oh, there. Mate, can you cut down that tree? Because I can't even see you. I think you definitely filled that requirement. What did Q do? UHD, welcome in. Thank you for follow. Lol on the name. What did Q do? I feel like, is it, what do you call it? Oh, the, whenever I drop you guys off with Q, there's always like enjoyment, entertainment, and you guys have fun and stuff. Now I figured it out. Don't worry, Shadow. I get it eventually. Just like give me a hot minute. If I'm really, really lost, I'll keep asking about it. But yeah. Yeah, Q's great. Q's like fantastic. Like she plays like a heap of games, like all the ones that I kind of don't play that you guys do like. But yeah, Q has so much fucking energy. It always baffles me. Like I watch Q and I'm like, I would feel so drained with that much energy. But I figure she just lives and breathes that particular energy amount on the average day, you know? She has to. Oh, cut. Give me that. But, yeah, she has a great time. And, she's gotta not be so hard on herself. And she's a great fucking streamer, Rimworld, and Satisfactory and all the things, you know? But, yeah. I don't know. She's lovely. I'm so glad that like I come across her. I can't even really remember how I came across her. I'm guessing it was she was probably streaming Rimworld. I would probably take a guess that she was streaming Rimworld. I reckon it was back when she had like the PNG tuber and she had the different outfits on, because usually if a PNG tuber has like different like outfits and stuff that they can toggle between, that shit just gets me into your chat so fast. Like I can't even like express it. Like Andre's got the same thing. Rimworld and like Avatar that can like change outfits and shit. Like it's clearly a like pre-requirement that I'm looking for in a fellow streamer apparently, which sounds so funny. But yeah, I also give a fucking shout out for Andre too. Because Andre's fucking his time trials and speed runs and stuff. What's the second half of that? I think it's Corey? No, that ain't it. Hold on, give me a second. Trying to spell the second half of that. Why can't I spell that? Oh, there we go. That looks right. I have to wait. Alright, that's fair. What did I press before that brought that back up? I clicked something before, and the whole thing brought back the same thing I said before. Anyway, I'll, if I can remember in a few minutes, I'll do that again. Until you're talking behind her back about her, and add that it's only nice things about her for a few minutes later. I was gonna say, I'm like, if you say to Q that I'm talking about her behind her back, like, she will legitimately think I'm genuinely, like, talking smack about her or, like, being mean and stuff like that. But, like, generally when, like, people come in and I jokingly say, I was just talking smack about you and stuff, most people, like, know that I'm, like, joking and stuff, but I worry that, like, Q would definitely, like, take that literally. So, yeah, don't wait too long to, like, confirm that it's nice things and stuff. Because, yeah. I know you wouldn't anyway, but, still. Right. So I found, like, a whole bunch of, like, stone so far, which I guess is fine. I could do a stone. We could do with wood and stuff. I just haven't found any food. Have you got food down here? Like, well, actually, I found gazelles. Hold on. Let me make, like, 20 people. What is it? Orders received. What do you mean orders received? What are you up to? Let me try that shout out again for Andre. Because, like, he does, like, speed running, but he also does, like, a pretty awesome looking Rimworld colony. I literally almost just typed in Rimworld. Oh, man. Could you imagine? It's like, I just shout out Rimworld. As, like, it's just all Rimworld is Andre. That would be funny. He just, like, claims it all. Alright. Andre Rimworld, same thing, really. It kind of is. Until you watch him do a speed run, and then you're like, there's more kind of thing. Like, the funniest thing is, like, I always heard about people doing, like, speed runs and stuff like that, but, I always just thought that these were, like ultra professional gamers or something like that, like, you'd never see in the wild and stuff, right? And then, like, Andre exists, and I can actually watch a speedrunner in action and stuff, and it's insane, you know? It's literally like how Q, I was saying, is like a rare endangered creature and stuff like that. It's kind of like the same sort of thing, except, like, I don't know, it's crazy to watch, you know? It's good, it's just crazy to watch, because, like, that's not something that I thought I'd ever stumble across, you know? I missed something then. Bubba, welcome in. Thank you for the hug, Bubba. What are you up to? You just waking up? You just starting your day? I have dental floss in my coffee. I can't drink. It's, before when I picked up my glasses to put them on to check, like, how zoomed in I am. Oh, I said that before, Shadow. When I picked up my glasses to see how far zoomed in and stuff I am, I heard something get knocked over, and I couldn't see what got knocked over. I couldn't see anything, but because of the layout of my desk now, for anybody that's curious, I've got photos of it on Instagram and Discord and shit, you guys can see it there. But because of the layout of my desk, my mug is sitting directly in front of my keyboard cover, which I store stuff on. And so I didn't realize that when I moved my glasses forwards, my dental floss container must have been sitting underneath the glasses case. And it must have briefly stuck to it because my glasses case is like a leather case. So it would have just, like, suctioned to it in, like, the heat of the day and stuff. So when I picked it up, it obviously fell off, but it plonked straight on my coffee and I never saw it. And then when I picked up my coffee to drink it, there's this fucking dental floss container floating in my coffee. So I'll have to clean that up later. I don't know if I can actually clean that up. Like, if the coffee's gotten inside, it's probably going to go moldy. So I'll have to get rid of it. But if it hasn't gotten inside and I can clean it, like, wipe it down, then obviously I'll keep using it. But I'm obviously not going to risk having something that potentially goes moldy at some point. Especially not something that's potentially going to go into my mouth, you know. Why can't I find berries? Is it because we're in the Highlands? You guys don't have berries. Anyway, I suppose I fall asleep. No. Minty coffee. I'm into that shit though. It's like, joke's on you, Shadow. I'm into that shit. I like minty stuff. No, I don't know about minty coffee specifically, but I would imagine it would be alright. Just getting up, yes, but I'm doing really good. How are you? I'm alright, Bubba. I'm not sure if you're on an ad at the moment, so I'm just gonna give you a minute for the ads to be over before I like continue to respond to that to let you know how I am. What are you welling? I know, right? Every time I think of that, like, joke's on you, I'm into that shit, it's always like a meme or something. Minty chocolate coffee, maybe? You could try that. Yeah, you could get like a peppermint slice or something like that and drop it in it. Oh, actually, yes. Actually, yeah, I can confirm. I do like minty coffee because I have eaten a peppermint slice. So it's kind of a thing in Australia that, oh, there we go. It's a thing in Australia, not people eating minty food, but I like peppermint, I don't know if they're peppermint patties or if they're just, oh, they're called mint slices here in Australia. And they're like a biscuit with some mint paste in it, and then it's covered in dark chocolate. I don't really give a shit for dark chocolate, but it's so thin I can't really tell that it's dark chocolate. So when I'm eating that, we have a real thing here in Australia where we like to dip chocolate biscuits into our coffee and or drink through them. So if you have like a Tim Tam, the center of it's kind of hollow, you can drink through it like a chocolatey straw, whereas a mint slice isn't hollow. So in my case, I like to dip it in, melt the chocolate a little bit, and then obviously eat the melty biscuit and stuff. So yeah, I do like minty chocolate coffee because it ends up flavoring the coffee as obviously minty. So yeah, can confirm I do like minty coffee. It's a really roundabout way to get to that. Oh, ankle is being sore. So we have a called After Eights. Yeah, it's very similar, except After Eight's a little bit more like a snap when you bite them. When you bite into an After Eight, it's more like a little crunch sort of thing because the chocolate's harder, whereas a mint slice is softer. It's more like biting into like a marshmallow biscuit of sorts kind of thing. It's more like biting through. I can't think of something else. I can't think of something with a similar texture, but I would say like if you had a biscuit that had like marshmallow encased in chocolate on it, it would be the same kind of texture. It's very fluffy kind of thing to bite into. I kind of want like storage pits and granaries and shit like that, but honestly, I just want you guys to get like stone and wood and meat. And yeah, I'll get a couple of you guys to hunt that one. I'll get a couple of you to hunt that one. Yeah. Yeah, because I discovered as like a really early, like young kid that I like mint, like chocolate mint things, because it used to be like, I don't know, like a fashionable thing for some restaurants to do where they would have After Eight mints at the end of your dinner, or also if you stayed at certain motels, they would sometimes have little mints on your chocolate, on your pillow and stuff. And my brother wasn't really into mint stuff. Well, he is, but he isn't kind of thing. Like, he wasn't when he was a kid, but he was by the time he was a teenager. And I really like this stuff. And nobody else liked dark chocolate in my family, so I usually got them. Which was nice. It was one of those like few rare things where it was the only thing, like I was the only one that would eat it, so I would get it kind of thing. So you know, if you stayed somewhere, I'd get like 3 because like a bed would have like, you know, you get a couple kind of thing per pillow or whatever. So my brother would always try to eat one as a kid, but he just never liked them, which is funny because when he hit teenage like years, he absolutely went ham eating like minties, which are like a kind of like a taffy sort of lolly type thing. I don't know how best to describe that. There's gotta be deer down this way, right? Oh, you guys are hunting those deers. Yeah, anyway. It's like a chewy, tacky kind of solid-ish lolly thing. But, yeah, he went ham with those. That and something else. He went with minties and I went with candy canes. Which I always thought was really funny because both of us grew up really liking mint lollies for some reason. And I don't know why. I don't know if it was just like what we got like encouraged to eat or something. Because I know some people got like a real aversion to eating minty flavored food. Like they suggested like toothpaste and shit. But I never even like have an issue with that because like, I don't know. Like, I never even made the connection for most of my adult years that toothpaste and the foods that I like to snack on happen to both be minty flavored. Like, it's a weird thought. But the funny thing is, like, now in, like, my 30s and stuff, I have, what do you call it, like, sensitive toothpaste. And sensitive toothpaste isn't usually minty, isn't usually cool mint. It, honestly, most of them taste like liniment rub, like the type of ointment that you would put on your body, which is why in so many movies they have like jokes where, oh, the person like picks up the wrong like ointment and brushes their teeth with it. I get why that happens because the toothpaste isn't minty to begin with. But then I went out of my way to find one that has a minty flavor that also works, because the ones that have got minty flavor and half of the sensitive toothpaste stuff don't actually work. Like, they work like immediately. Like, if you were to brush your teeth the first thing in the morning, for instance, which some people do, and I generally don't, but if you were to brush your teeth first thing in the morning and then have breakfast, for instance, your teeth wouldn't immediately feel pain from like a hot or cold drink. But then after that, it would wear off within about an hour, and then the rest of your day you'd progress, right? Whereas that shit doesn't help me, because usually when I do my teeth, it's right before I go to bed, and I normally have ice cold water, and ice cold water hurts like an absolute bitch. So I normally want to like absolutely chug that. So I normally have to chug my drink bottle before I go do my teeth, because otherwise I'm gonna stitch myself up with like this molten cold fucking water running down my throat. That shit hurts. Like, it doesn't really, but the brain tells you it's like all kinds of pain, because it's like it's a cool hot sensation. So yeah, I've stitched myself up with that a few times. I feel like I take a swig of my drink after doing my tea some days, and I feel like I'm literally breathing ice into the atmosphere. Like, it's exaggerated for obvious reasons, but like I feel like that's the case, you know? Just feels like how it is. No, Azula is like asleep. I just went to pick up my fucking coffee again, and I'm like, God. I can't get it out. I've got nothing to scoop it out with, and I got nothing to like put it on, so it's just gonna stay in there. But I'm gonna have some of my water instead. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, I opened up, obviously, discussion in Discord for people to, like, add suggestions and stuff for the Billathon event, since we're already into, like, stretch goals and stuff, and we're nearly finished the stretch goals at this point. So, yeah. I put some, like, thoughts in there that I had kind of, like, on the backlog that I didn't think were kind of, like, they didn't make it into the original cut kind of thing for like the goals. But if you guys like have thoughts on those, or if you have your own and stuff, that'd be really cool. I'd love to, like, I don't know, just be able to like list some additional stretch goals just to have something, you know. But I initially had added something like if like so many subs were reached or something like that, I'd permanently unban like fucking the U word or something like that. Because I know how much like people want that, but I hate the U word. So I've generally got it like scrapped in most places, and even like a little like mod bot to come up and like be like, you didn't say the magic word. But anyway, oh man, could you imagine if I had what's his name from Jurassic Park do that? Could you imagine if every time somebody tried to use the U word in chat, that could be fucking something. I could add that like it like triggers a thing to like activate, and like every time it happens it automatically like does him on screen going I would probably lose my shit. It'd be the same thing as how I wanted to set up for RimWorld. When everybody comes in and they're like the first time they see my colony in RimWorld, and they're just like, "Oh, that's a lot of colonists," and I'm like, "That's a lot of nuts." From Kung Pao. Like every single time I want to scream that at them. And I have to restrain myself, which is why I lose composure when somebody comes in and they're like, "That's a lot of colonists," and I'm like, you know what? It is a lot of colonists. And I have to like, I'll lose whatever I'm thinking, and I'll generally like fail to like make that conversation flow. You'll see it every single time it happens, but now you know why I like struggle with it. And anyway, I just find it like really funny because like I tried to set that up at one point to actually happen, but the only problem was the actual trigger words for it triggered on everything. So because the words for like I have to like mark a specific word. So if I say like trigger for a lot, it triggers with a and lot. If I say colonist, like that could trigger for any time somebody just says like, "Oh, my colonist did blah," it would scream, "That's a lot of nuts." And I'm like, wow, that is hilarious. It would probably be a bit daunting, but yeah, I don't know. I had plans for that. I couldn't make it work in time for like some stuff, but maybe down the track I'll do something like that. The other thing I had in mind too was like initially it was a half. I initially had like an idea of like a penalty type thing where like, you know, a sub or a certain amount of bits or something after like the stretch goals will like reach would equal me having to be silent for a while, because you guys know how fucking hard it is for me to be silent during stream, right? And I kind of like worked on a bit of Bez's suggestion and kind of